Hello, everyone. Well, today I have just found out some really good news. I know I might be a little bit late, but Elon Musk has bought Twitter. They accepted his money. I think it was around 45 billion, might have been 48 billion dollars, which is more money than I'll ever see in my life, and that more money than me and everybody else I know in my small group will ever see. Maybe, but that might happen. You never know. I might be rich one day. Probably not. But that just kind of shows you what's going on right now. I mean, we've all been waiting for this to happen, and now it's finally starting to happen and different things like this. So, Elon Musk might make a whole bunch on Twitter and then might end up owning the monopoly on all big tech, which would be really cool because free speech is, first and foremost, First Amendment right. And regardless if it's in a private venue or private internet forum or whatever, we should be allowed to speak our minds, even if it's, not correct. But a lot of these private internet sites and social medias like Twitter and Facebook still, and also let's see, like Instagram, and there's others, YouTube, that want to censor what we know is to be true because they have hidden agendas that the truth does not work well with and doesn't let them do the things that they want to do. And there are things that they get paid to hide and such, like CNN. Like CNN Plus, I think they launched it and it was out for like 5 or 6 days and it shut down because they couldn't get more than 10,000 people to subscribe to it or to like the app. I think it was an app, like a phone app or something. So that wasn't working out well for them. So, and all this time right now, like it just seems like everything's like really hectic. Like for me here in my house, like right now, of course, everybody's sick. I'm doing good though, so I'm going to work tonight. But I'm going in the Navy. That's still going through right now. All of my past medical stuff is being reviewed by MEPS, which is Military Enlistment Processing Station or Military Entry Processing Station. The one in St. Louis is doing my stuff. So I'm just waiting for that stuff to come back before I can be cleared to go to MEPS to actually do my physical. But before I do my physical, I need to lose about, really, like just realistically, probably 15 pounds. I've already lost some of that. I actually lost about 12 over the weekend, gained some back. So what I figure I'm going to do is just diet hard during the week and then on the weekends be a little bit more lax because, I think that'll work out for me. If it doesn't, then I will, I'll have one cheat day instead of two. So I've been pretty happy about everything that's been going on. Obviously, what's going on in the world, I don't have literature in front of me. I'm just looking down at my hands. I never come into these things with any type of notes. Very seldom do I do that, which I probably should, but I don't have time to write anything. I just see some stuff going on and feel like I want to share it. For those of you who haven't seen it, which I'm sure everybody by now knows, that Elon Musk has bought Twitter, which is amazing. That means Trump is going to have his he was permanently banned, so he's going to be probably reinstated rights to be on Twitter and to speak his mind and let us know certain things that the media doesn't want to know. Trump has been pretty secretive about some things because I believe that if he's outspoken about certain things that are going on, it could kind of disrupt the process of things, and I believe that he's being pretty smart and staying quiet about things that are actually going on behind the closed doors and curtains and windows of DC, of the swamp. There are a lot of things going on, a lot of good things happening, and a lot of big changes going on. My dad is a big believer, and so am I, in a lot our Christian faith. He's pays attention to like what a lot of the prophets are saying. And listen, y'all, these Christians don't come out of the closet and start talking about this stuff and start making prophets and start prophesying about our near future, and just take the risk of it not, if it's not true, then it giving them a bad reputation as a Christian prophet or as a Christian speaker or as a pastor or as a church owner or as a leader of a church. They don't do that type of stuff. The fact is they're coming out and doing these things is because they have been what I believe being contacted by God Himself and talked to in many different ways. A lot of Christians do hear God's voice, and I believe that these Christians have been specifically told by God to go and tell these people this stuff. So, and it's happening. All this stuff is happening. All these changes and things like that. I remember one of them saying that the media would start agreeing with President Trump. So a while back, Noah, or Trevor Noah maybe, basically came out and said that none of this stuff with the Ukraine and Russia would have happened if Trump was president. Can you believe that? Trevor Noah said that. Or Noah Trevor, or whatever his name is. Regardless, doesn't make me think that he's a good person. It just goes to show that they know that they are losing and their agenda is losing, and they need to save their name so they can at least make money off of the businesses that they had and that they preach their communism from. They want to be able to keep the money that they're making, or at least have some type of a stage to make some type of money and have some type of voice. So they're going back on a lot of things that they were saying just to be able to keep that, or to have a chance at more shenanigans in the future or whatever. So all of y'all think it's really cool. Y'all should go look that up on your own and stuff about Elon Musk and see what actually is going on with that, how it's going to work, if he's going to appoint new board members, and so on and so forth, when or if he has said anything about reinstating President Trump's Twitter account, which I think definitely will happen. I think that it should happen. I think this should be the first thing that they do. And this is the stuff that literally everybody is freaking out about. Not everybody. Listen, there aren't that many people that really think that way, that agree with the media. That's literally exaggerated by the media every day. CNN lies about how many people view them during what is it called? That 1 hour of the day where everybody is watching something on the news. CNN's numbers have went down close to 90%. Is from what I've heard from several different sources, that they are losing everywhere. I don't even know how they're still existing, and it just proves it with their launch of CNN Plus. Did not go over. It busted as soon as it came out. So there are plenty of others. It's not just CNN, MSNBC, PBS, CBS, all these channels. Like, people are like, this is just a bunch of garbage. All they do is slander a president that's wanting to do good stuff. Like, for example, I don't know, my sister probably does not watch this, and neither does her husband. Whenever my sister first got married to her husband, I didn't like the guy at all. I thought that he was just kind of like not really necessarily a loser or a bum, but kind of both of those a little bit put together, along with kind of just weird and whatever else. The guy drinks, for goodness sakes, he drinks Seagram's Jamaican Me Crazy or something, and all these Seagram's Escapes instead of just drinking beer or whatever, because it's just really fruity. It really tastes like Kool-Aid. It doesn't taste like it's got alcohol in it, but whatever. I kind of was like, man, this is dumb, and like, why couldn't he have bought my sister a more expensive ring? I know that sounds really dumb of me. It really was. I just found my reasons to not like the guy. I felt like my sister could have done better. She jumped on the first person that, went after her. I think she was 22 when she got married. She had never been with anybody before that, never had a boyfriend. Like I said, we grew up in a Christian family. I did my thing whenever I was 7. I left the house and stuff like that whenever I was 17 and started doing my own thing. And I did all that stuff and girlfriends and things like that. And honestly, I wish I would have done what my sister did. But back to her story, out of all this time, they've been married since, let's see, she's 31 now, or 30, 31. So she got married when she was 22. They've been married 9 years or so, and the dude treats my sister like a queen. And so even though you don't like somebody, what I'm saying is that look what, people don't like Trump's tweets or certain things about Trump's. Oh, he grabbed the girl by the vagina. Everybody's had dirty locker room talk. Everybody said things that they shouldn't have said, things about other people to demean other sexes and other races and the things like that. Doesn't make you a bad person. Yes, you shouldn't have said that. But what is your heart? Can you judge Trump's heart? Look at what he's did for our country. He stopped all kind of illegal stuff going on at our border, which since then Biden has did his best to tear down. The drugs and the child trafficking, the sex trafficking, human trafficking in general, and shenanigans going on at the border. Trump put pretty much an end to that. Or at least, there was big headway being made as far as stopping that stuff. among all the other promises that he made, he kept as many as possible at the same time while fighting multiple impeachment processes that were bogus. They were doing whatever they could to get him out of there because he went against their agenda. And people like George Soros and other Rockefellers and Rothschilds and all them people like that don't want to see that. They want to see one world domination and one world order. So, back to my brother-in-law. Just like people didn't like Trump and picked their little reasons and wanted to ignore what he was doing for the country, it was the same thing that I was doing back then. And looking at it now, I'm like, what an amazing person he has been to my sister. Just like what an amazing person Trump has been to this country. So y'all should think of it that way. If y'all have thought about it in other ways, people saying certain things and things like that does not mean that they don't have what it takes to run a country and do it the right way. So I've been very grateful of the strides and the things that Trump has done as far as even putting himself and his family in harm's way, basically, where people are wanting to assassinate him and to hurt his family and to threaten his family just because he believes in this country and the chances that it gave him, and he wanted to give back. And we couldn't be more grateful as American people. The people that believe the same way as me, which I believe is close to 75% of this country, we're just grateful and thankful. And I believe that certain prophets like, I'm trying to think of what his name is. I don't remember right offhand, but some of you that have seen him, he passed away, I think, around 2011 possibly, or right before Trump got into office, said that God is picking his David. I don't know anything about the Bible and about David, but David was really close to God and things like that. So, and that this person that's going to be running this country, his name would be written in gold. And went on to say other things that describe President Trump. Basically, this prophet was just basically saying what God was telling him, describing a soon coming president. So I believe that Trump has still at this point, and even leaving the White House, which he shouldn't have been being president there anyway. I don't agree with Washington, D.C. as being called District of Columbia. It was a gift from other countries during the time of the Civil War and things like that. I just don't think that it's should be there because it's a foreign entity on U.S. soil that's running in the whole country as a corporation of the United States of America. They've turned this country into a business instead of what it should be. It should be a free. So, but Trump at this point and at other points, I believe, had never stopped doing his job. Just for an example, whenever President Biden flew to the inauguration, they made him fly in his own private jet. They didn't let him use Air Force One. In the meantime, Trump flew on Air Force One to Mar-a-Lago to do what and to Andrews Air Force Base in the Mar-a-Lago to do whatever he was doing down there, opening the office of the former president and constantly staying involved with the American people and things like that. People still love this. People can't get enough of him because they know what he stands for. It's not because of who he is, as some partial of that, but mostly what he stands for, the love for this country and things that we all love about the guy and anybody that wants like what we consider to be a true American. And that stuff still exists. He's doing everything that he possibly can to help us. At this point don't care. I don't care what not CNN, but what YouTube thinks about my video. If they want to block me, then go ahead. Hopefully some of you can petition that and get me back on here. But I don't have enough I don't have enough subscribers. I really only have about 170 some odd people on here watching and listening and liking stuff and things like that, which I appreciate in the comments. I've been doing a lot of things on my Navy enlistment recently because that's the big thing that I'm doing. I believe that serving my country at this point in time is vital and something that I need to do, and also something that is going to help me in the future with having a legitimate voice on whether it be podcasting or my channel here on YouTube. Just to be able to have more experience with that type of stuff is great. Anyways, thank y'all very much for watching. I don't want to keep going with this. It's almost 15 minutes long. I try to keep my stuff under 10 minutes for the most part. So if y'all like the hunting and fishing stuff, keep on here. The other day I did go out to a local public pond and I caught 3 rainbow trout. I had never really done that before. Caught them on little rooster tail, little spinner things with a 8-pound test and whatever else, and they were really fun. Brought them home, cleaned them. Actually, one of them I got up on the bank, and grabbing a hold of one of those fish is like grabbing a wet bar of soap. So I lost one. But anyways, I brought two home, one about 15 inches and the other one about 12 1/4 inches or so. So I'll be doing more of that in the future. Maybe get some of that on video. Not sure. Going to be going to Merrimack Springs in southerly part of Missouri or something. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where it's at down there. And doing some trout fishing. Hopefully get some of that stuff on videos this coming deer season if I am available and not doing a school or at that point in time in boot camp or a school or some type of military stuff going on. If I'm out of that or haven't started that yet, I will be doing a bunch of hunting stuff for y'all to see. I did get some extra cameras, got some really cool stuff that's going to help me be able to get good video quality and sound quality, post this stuff on here for y'all. So anyway, God bless y'all. If y'all like the channel, please like and subscribe. I have a ton of different type of stuff going to be on here, between actual political stuff, Navy stuff, so things that my Navy process I'm going to be putting on here, and about my specific job, whatever one that was available and that I choose, I will talk about on here. And also the hunting, the fishing, the guns, the shooting, the bows, the arrows, targets, tactical gear, all that stuff we'll be posting here. So if y'all like that stuff, like and subscribe. As always, God bless every single one of you. If you like the channel, you want to help out a little bit, which nobody has yet, which isn't a big deal, I have the link to my Patreon is in the description of my channel. Any bit of that money that y'all would donate on there would go to buying new types of ammo that I wouldn't otherwise be able to really afford, or things that I've been looking at. I'm like, yeah, I want to get that and put that on my channel, but I just can't really do that right now, which is mostly ammo, scopes, guns, tactical stuff, broadheads, archery targets, all kind of stuff like that. So if y'all do want to donate, like I said, I would really much appreciate that. So until next time, I will see y'all later. Thank y'all for stopping by.